Hello, hello, this is Etho. How's everybody doing today? Welcome back to Minecraft. That's the island from last episode. It's completely flat now. I took it down, it didn't see me coming. I think it's about a 50 by 50 island or so. So it's fair size. Nice to have that gone. So I gotta fill it in with water yet. But yeah, who cares about an island? Let's see what we have built now. I've got the EMP units pretty much, well, they're close to done anyway. Let's get my movie style scrolling feature. Ooh. 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 Okay. Yeah, so I got lots done with these things now. I did the wiring. The only one that's not done is the spider one. I'm going to save that for later. Crusher works. This thing opens. I still don't have lava in that one. Top thing comes down, and they both come down. So just like the prototype. They don't seem to interfere with each other, which is good. If you don't do the wiring right, like sometimes when you put the crusher out and then take it back, some of the pistons don't go back if the barrier's down. So took a little bit of messing around with the wiring. But the big thing, I also got the master switches hooked up, which is pretty cool. Let's see. Barriers. I love how that looks. I could just hit this all day. Open, closed, open, closed. And we have the crushers. And we have the water. So very cool. Oh, I guess that one's spilling over. That's not good. That should fix it, except we lost a lever from that. Lots of work into this. Can hardly wait till I get my spawning pads done, and then I'll actually be able to see it working. This is going to look really cool when it's done too, I think, because there's going to be like glass tubes above each of these things going up to the ceiling. I think it's going to have a pretty cool looking effect. And I plan on replacing these sandstone blocks with glowstone. So it'll be like a plus sign out of glowstone probably. Unless glowstone melts ice, I'm not sure about that yet. I'm sure one of you guys will tell me in this video. Yeah, that's better now. Let's see items moving. There's the items. Water comes, pushes them along. They quickly fall down to the collection area. Pretty cool. So you can manually set each of these things too. So for example, I could have the barrier down, and then it overrides the master switch, that setting. Although the bottom piston moves for a second, that might be a problem later. It's only when it's going down. I'll have to look into that later. So you can override the master switches. These are just here temporarily. I will be able to control them, the master switches, using levers, but they will also be done automatically. And then I'll have my manual settings too. which is good. Let's go check out the wiring, I guess. I'm out of redstone wiring again. This was a big redstone requirement to make this. It goes all the way around. These are the 3 master lines. Maybe I'll skip to day so we can see better. Ah, that's better. Okay, so this bottom one's the crusher. So that wire goes around, goes to the left here. The lever for the crusher is behind this sandstone block here, and it lights up this wire. It goes here, around to this piston and the one below it, and that moves the crusher. Having this repeater here prevents any current from backflowing, otherwise it would, when you activate the lever manually. If this repeater wasn't here, this power would be able to go to the master wire and it would activate all the crushers down the line. So it's very important I put this here, which I found out later. And the second one is the barriers. And like this repeater here, I used the redstone torch so that power can't backflow to the master line. It lights up this wire here, which goes above to all right. Yeah, I don't even know how this works. Alright, there's a piston there. So the lever manually activates this wire here. Power goes to the sandstone block and flows to the top barrier piston right there. And it also goes down here to the bottom one. And then the water one goes at the top here. And it's right over here. The water one's not controlled manually, so I don't have to worry too much about that one, about power backflowing or anything. Maybe we'll walk around the wire here just so you can get an idea of how it all looks. I stacked the master wires vertically just because it would use less space that way. It turns out I actually have plenty of space here. Like look at these corners, it's all empty. So if I need to adjust these things, I probably will be able to, because there's quite a bit of space between each one yet, which is fine. Yeah, so it just goes all the way around. And these things can be customized too. Like for example, say the one for wolves. Some people were wondering about this, how I was going to do it. I could, for example, get rid of this glass block and use a half slab instead, so that when the barrier's down, it'll be glass block and a half block. So I can still interact with the wolves without them escaping. So, you know, simple things like that can be done to each one. This first one here has a 5th lever, just because I had another idea I might end up doing to all of them, but I'm going to experiment with it first. I kind of wanted a way to get mobs into minecarts as well, or to have that option at least. So that's what this 5th lever's for. So I have the lava very far down now, and there's a glass block above it. This lever removes the glass block so that stuff can fall in the lava. So if the glass block's like that, it creates kind of like a second holding area, and I can run a minecart to the corner and pick up mobs through the glass. If you watch my older episodes around, I believe, the 20s or so, I did that before. I'm hoping that trick still works. So that's kind of one other thing I might end up doing. So I would just have glass blocks over there, so I would have to run like a minecart track up to the corner here, and hopefully they'll get picked up. But just an experimental idea. The 1.7.3 patch fixed the moving ice blocks with pistons, which I'm really happy about. Now the pistons don't glitch out and the ice blocks don't create water streams. So that's great. One thing I really like about being in a snowy biome is I can use ice, which allows you to do several tricks, like, for example, moving items in water streams is really easy. Really easy. Because you can move it basically an infinite distance without having to go down levels like you normally do. Because the items have enough momentum to go from one stream to another and skip by, I think, up to 6 blocks of ice. So these will just keep going around and around until they disappear or the water freezes. Some people are wondering about that. In snowy biomes, water only freezes if it's exposed, if there's nothing above it. If there's no blocks above it, it can freeze. And it can freeze even if it's moving water like this. The source block will. That looks pretty cool. Cool. One thing I'm disappointed about though is it seems like boats and stuff don't move friction, like they still have the normal friction on ice. Hey, look who it is. Another reason I picked this location is it spawns lots of wolves, which is cool. So this is going to look a lot different when it's all done. There's going to be like a skirting around this bottom, all around it. You won't be able to see underneath here. Also, all this wiring on the outside, you won't be able to see it. It'll be covered. And I'm going to be building my base around the center contraption here. There'll probably be a staircase on the right here and one on the left. There won't be one in the middle like I have here. You'll gradually go up the stairs. You'll come up probably somewhere over here. And same for the other side. And there's going to be water channels. We might actually start building those this episode. There's going to be... So you'll gradually go up a little bit to get to this part here. Excuse me. There'll be one collection thing on this right side. There'll be one on the left side. And there'll be one in the middle. Is the plan. The one on the right side will have your passive mobs drops. So since this is cows, sheep, pigs, chickens, all those will merge together in one water stream and come out on the right side here. And then your slimes, creepers, skeletons, zombies will come out on, and spiders will come out on this left collection area here. And then there'll also be a switch which will allow you to either have them separate like that or merge them together in one main collection area in the center. And that will be similar to what I have in my storage room. So, again, the idea is to have the option to do whatever you want and not limit yourself. The animals are freaking out. What'd you do with our home? Where's all the grass? Where are all the polar bears? Cal thinks he's a polar bear. She thinks she's a polar bear. So it doesn't need to be snowing for the water to freeze into ice either, as you can see. That was a big island. This is the other island I've been working on. It's also right next to the base. It's a little bit bigger, but I'm actually dealing with it pretty quickly. I'm getting really good at controlled explosions with TNT, so it doesn't take nearly as long to clean out the area. And I just have to go up to about just like a line over here. And that's the only real island left once I finish this one off. Well, it's not really an island, it's a giant landmass. So I'm guessing I will just clear the grass off of it and place torches to keep the mobs from spawning. Otherwise I need to clear the island pretty much where that gravel column is. Everything left of it from the way I'm facing right now. So I'd have to like draw a line here and clear everything left of it. So I'll probably just clear the grass. So I just had another thought about these collection holes here. I need them for the water streams to run into and to bring the items to. But one thing I don't really like about them is I don't want to be falling into them. So I'm thinking I'm gonna pistonize them too. What I'll probably do, is put like a piston, sticky piston here, and I'll have this kind of covered with half slabs or something that looks good. Definitely not cobblestone ones. And now that we can move ice no problem without them creating water streams. So normally it'll just look like that. And so the idea is when I flick this lever to make the water streams come out, first thing that's going to happen is all these ice blocks are going to move, and then the water is going to flow. So that's the new plan. Well, we might as well start working on the item piping, I guess. So we need to get rid of this line of ice blocks, and we need to run one underneath it first. Yeah. So the spiders are going to go to, spider drops are going to go to the stream too, and these ones also. Somehow. And then this side will be another line. This is for the passive ones. Oh, you know what? I gotta hurry up, otherwise this water's gonna freeze again. Yeah, it's already starting to. Okay, so I'm gonna dig this out and then we'll be back. Now I'm just cutting out the line we made. We're gonna make like a little molding to put water in to create new ice lower down. I got the molding finished now, so we can place our water in it, and then we need to wait for it to freeze. This is kind of a weird thing to be doing, but we want a lower layer of ice so that items move fast on it, and also so we don't need to go down levels with our water stream to carry the items for our distances. And so this stream's going to come around and join with this one. This one's going to be going this way, and then they're both going to go together that way. And this one will also have squid in. I know that's technically a passive mob, but I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Good. Okay, so I'm going to fill in the other one, and I'm going to wait for this to freeze. See, it's starting to already. Our giant ice tray is frozen now, so we're going to do one last thing here. We're going to fill in the airspace with soil, and then we're going to put water over top and have it freeze as well to make 2 layers of ice. And then when we have the 2 layers, we will go underneath and remove the soil and place the water streams from underneath instead of from above here. So, a little bit strange. It's very important I get all my ice stuff figured out before I put a roof on top of this thing, because when I have a roof I won't be able to make ice freeze. And I also got to be very careful now how I place my torches, because if I melt the ice underneath this ice, it's going to be a real pain to make the water turn to ice again, because I'll have to remove the top layer of ice, have the bottom layer freeze, and then place the top layer again. And it'll be a big process if I'm not careful. There, the floor is as good as new. So I started clearing out some of the soil blocks in between the 2 ice layers, just from underneath here. I'll probably replace the soil blocks you can see from above with snow in the end of things. I think that'll look better. Oof, but yeah, I need to place my water streams from below here, and it'll all flow to the end here. It's very, very good building this thing up high, because it makes doing all this stuff so much easier. And I gotta be very careful where I place my torches now, because I don't want those ice blocks melting. Anyway, I think it's about that time, guys. Oof, I'm getting major lag. Yeah, so I got family visiting soon. I don't know how many episodes I'm gonna get out now, but hopefully I'll get around to doing at least something. Look at all these resources I got. Clearing the islands and stuff. And we are going to go back to my main base. Or I'm going to go back to my main base. I'm going to say goodbye to you guys now. Make sure it's on hard. I haven't been in the nether yet without it being on hard. So I gotta make sure I keep that promise. So getting home's quick. Go through the nether. We're out by my nether base now. Go through the portal again. And we are back. Back to the second nether. The GL nether mod. Go through one last portal and we're back to the real world. Pretty cool. Okay, thank you for watching everybody. Hope you're enjoying my new base as much as I am, and I will see you again next time.